What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Champions Corner podcast, where we talk about everything wrestling. I'm here with your host, Ronald Crumpton. Of course, you know me. I'm the number one player, Sean Player. Listen, we got a jam-packed show for you today. We're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about the WrestleMania location. We're going to even talk about Backlash. And yes, we will talk about the Bloodline. But you want to stay tuned till the end. We have a lot of things that we're going to unpack. We're going to uncover. And you want to stay tuned near the end where we give out the champions moment for this day. But listen, you want to like, subscribe. You want to share this with your friends. Follow us on all digital outlets. And again, we thank you, the digital audience, for joining us here today. Fellas, how you doing?
Feeling pretty good, man. It's a beautiful day, beautiful evening. Excited about this.
Some wrestling.
Yeah, excited about this discussion.
There you go. Listen, I'm not going to disclose where I'm at. There's some people that may not like this beautiful weather that we're experiencing here, but it is all good. It's all good. Let's jump off with the announcement that everybody's been waiting on. You know, we went a few weeks. You remember when you would be at WrestleMania and, you know, there might have been a dry spot in the show and you were kind of looking forward to where WrestleMania was going to be next year. If those of you that's probably been living under a rock, as the game Triple H said, it's hot right now. So we're going to jump right into it. Let's talk about WrestleMania location going to be in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Vegas. Everything, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. That's what they say. That's a lie. That's what they say. But
that sounds good.
We all know it ain't gonna stay anywhere because it's gonna be on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. But we all know this. This is not gonna stay.
Everything shared.
This won't stay a secret, fellas. What's your takes on WrestleMania announcing that they're going to be in Las Vegas?
Go ahead, Crump.
It's a great location. I think there's a lot of people who want to go anyway just for Vegas. So now they got multiple reasons to go for the Vegas, the shows, and now the show of shows is in Vegas. So that's a even better reason to go for most people. I think I'm still try to go myself.
I think the location is great for wrestling fans, and I say that, you know, I'm going to take it just a little step further with under the new TKO branding, and with, you know, UFC already having a big name out there, and then with WWE having NXT Battleground there next month, and you know they're coming back later with WrestleMania next April. I think it's a prime location. I think it's gonna. I know they're saying this is kicking off a new era. This past year's WrestleMania, but I think this one is really going to solidify something different because it's becoming more of a hub. Not only NXT Battleground, but you know every year AEW Double or Nothing is there, and now you're bringing WrestleMania there the following year, and all that's less than a year. I think it's going to really be a hot market. I don't know the market in Vegas for wrestling, but I know this is going to make it even more harder.
Absolutely. I think that this is a win-win. You know, of course, you can't go wrong with doing anything in Vegas. I mean, it's probably one of the most sought-after locations in the entire world. You know, you got the Las Vegas, the famous Vegas Strip. And I will tell you, it is a mirage. I mean, you're out there, you think you walk into this place, and you realize when you get there, that ain't where you was because it's really a mirage. So I want to play some bets since we're going to be in Vegas, since we're going to have the grandest show of them all in Vegas. What's some bets? What you placing? What's a hot bet you're going to place? Who you think going to be the main event?
Rock and Cody.
Oh,
it gotta be. That's the only time Rock coming back. I think a lot of people think. A lot of people keep thinking SummerSlam, but Rock got so much going on for the fall, and summer into the fall, and he training right now for a movie, The Smashing Machine, and he got Moana. Yeah, it's called Smash Machine. He's doing like an MMA type thing. He's training right now. He's been showing videos and pictures of him training to doing that. So I ain't no telling when that's actually coming out. And then he has Moana too. So I feel like he's booked up until that time. And I'm hoping Cody keeps the belt that long. I don't know if he will, but it makes sense if he does. And because they've already started that storyline before Barack left, him handing him back a present that Cody gave him, and Cody didn't like that too much. So I mean, it's already set. It's already the seed has been planted even more with that one thing he put in his palm that nobody really saw, but the seed has been planted just like that. So I think we're gonna come back around rocking Cody.
Very valid points. Everything Ronald said was valid points. The seeds planted. I'm kind of hoping it's not Rock Cody in the main event. Not that I don't want to see it, but I think I would like to see Rock Roman. But to RC's point, Rock said it in his Instagram post, I believe, his eyes were set on WrestleMania 41 now. So I don't know if that meant that's when he's going to come back the next match, or he's trying to build towards it and anything in between. But like you said, the schedule is busy. He can control it to a T. But I would like to see Rock Roman. And the reason I say that is because, the seeds were planted for Rock to say he wants the title. But if you in the bloodline, Roman the one that gets the title. So, so I would like to see Rock Roman, and then maybe Cody Seth. But if we go with Cody and Rock, then I would like to see Roman and Seth, because that's some unfinished business.
I'm looking forward to Rock versus Roman Reigns. That's what I think is going to take place. I mean, consider what's going on, everything that's happening right now that we'll later get into. I can see the payoff being right at WrestleMania. I think it's fitting to be at Mania.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, when is Rock and Cody gonna happen then? Because I mean, Rock time is limited, very much so. And he just turned 52.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many matches he got left in him. I mean, he looks great, but he got to perform.
he was moving pretty good at Mania.
Yeah, but that was a tag match. So it was still a long tag match, 45 minutes. But I mean, he's still, like I said, I ain't saying he can't do it. I'm just saying he's getting up there, and he's got limited time because he's getting right back into the movies. A lot of people saying, he only came back to WWE because he is kind of failing a little bit with Black Adam and whatever else wasn't as successful as the DC universe hoped for, and whatever other movie he was doing. But he made a big imprint in making the Final Boss trademark for him, a Final Boss character, whatever we're gonna call it. And so he planted some seeds, made a great impression, and so that's gonna continue on. And he has to fight Cody sometime or another. He said whether he's champion or not, but I feel like I don't know who will beat Cody until next year. I mean, there's some options on SmackDown, I guess, but I see Cody, holding for a good while, and hopefully till next WrestleMania, and that match has to happen. But at the same time, it like y'all was saying last episode, is The Rock the new tribal chief for this new bloodline? So that could come into play too, and he could still go against Roman. So I don't know how it's gonna play out.
Yeah, unpredictable. To that point, and to answer your question, Ron, I think it could be Rock Cody. I know some saying it's like the next ideal place to do it, but it could be the Rumble next year. We don't know what that's going to be. If they could build it right, who knows? But either way, I think it'd be enjoyable. I just have my preference, but it might be a longer story. You never know. There's a lot to get from there. There's a lot of meat on that bone.
And we got a long ways to go, so it's kind of hard to say what's really going to happen. I mean, it's a long road. It's a long road, and anything can happen in Vegas. I'm definitely looking forward to the show. It's interesting to know that it's they switched the time frame. I mean, usually, it takes place probably about the first week of April. But we kind of realized that this could happen, being that they probably didn't want to go back to a colder environment. It's a possibility. Vegas may be a little bit warmer. And then I think that dome is covered up too. So that's another aspect of that as well. And that dome is huge. So I think business-wise, it's a great decision. I mean, they could have probably just came to Florida for all it was worth, but that's just my take. I don't know, but we got so much to offer. But I digress. But man, I think it's gonna be a good show. Now, what if Cody and The Rock doesn't happen? What if Roman Reigns and The Rock doesn't happen? What if it's something we probably ain't even thinking about? You never know, man. That could be a possibility as well.
Yeah, the unpredictability right now in the business across the board, but specifically WWE, that would be something great. That would be something great. Whoever joins the company within these next 6, 7, 8 months, and what that builds towards. We're looking at Solo right now. Who's to say he won't be a main eventer on night one or something like that? You just never know. It's so much, like I said, so much meat on that bone, and it's actually pretty good because around this time, sometimes you could probably be like, okay, I got an idea what they may be doing, the direction they may be going, but it's a great thing. If it's Cody, if it's Cody self, if it's Cody, one I would like to see eventually, if it's Cody and LA Knight, if they build that right, because that'll be, I think the people would be very invested in that. If it came down to it, I think they would be, if it's built correctly, which I believe they would. They want to throw it out there, right? So I think that'd be a possibility as well. But you have so many options. Cody, Bobby Lashley. It's so many different things you can go with that. So many different ways you can go with that. So we'll see what happens. Cody, Randy Orton. That's a long history there. So so many different things you can do there.
I think that's SummerSlam.
I think so too. Honestly, I do. I think so too.
That's gonna be a hot match. Whenever it happens. I mean, this is gonna be really good, especially the Cody Rhodes that we see now versus the Orton that's here now. And the vibe, the mindset he says he has and everything. I mean, it's going to be a perfect match. Now, I want to place a bet, man. I think Brock Lesnar is going to make a comeback, and he'll be at WrestleMania.
Yeah. It could be
I ain't saying
possible.
it can't happen. I'm not going to say it can't happen because Triple H said he's not exiled. So, I mean, he's just being Brock right now. That's he said, I believe.
Yeah.
So I can't put doubt into that.
Right.
That's what he said. He said he said Brock's being Brock. So we'll see when that music hit. We have to wait and see what happens. We just know when that music hit, somebody will get their butt whooped. We know
we already know when that music hits, somebody.
Yeah. And when he do come back, I hope they do the match that I was hoping for before he got, exiled for a little bit with him and Gunther. That was supposed to be the match of Mania.
Oh man, that what? I slept on Gunther, man, but he's
Don't sleep, right?
It ain't burgers. Hey, it's not burgers with him. It's bangers.
Hey, you slept, but you awake now.
Hey, that dude old school.
He'll chop you awake.
Yeah, man.
Them chops.
I don't want no parts of them chops.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, but I don't think he got what it takes to go against the pain. You gonna feel the pain, brother. You gonna feel the pain.
I don't, man. Gunther can handle him, man. I think so.
Yeah. I want to add something else too. I want to add one more match. And it's not necessarily a match with the person in person, but I predict Sheamus will finally win the Intercontinental title.
Before Mania, right?
No, at Mania.
At Mania? Okay.
Because that's the only thing he hit. That's the only thing he really, from a accomplishment perspective, he's done everything else for the most part, anyway.
Yeah.
But I think they're trying to see where is he a heel or a face? Because I don't know the way he was talking to Braun Breaker in the bag. I don't know if he's trying to kind of be a big league him a little bit.
Man,
so I don't know where he's headed.
Breaker is a straight up Steiner, bro. He couldn't deny that if he wanted to, man. That he does, man. That thing, they jumping off the screen, bro.
Yeah, he intense now. He intense.
That spear alone, man. I feel that.
Yeah,
Like God.
he hit that thing from everywhere.
Best spear in the business, man.
That's the best spear. Best spear since I would probably say since the earlier versions of Goldberg.
It's early.
You know, back when before he got just ridiculously with this whole streak thing. Before that happened, I mean, you know, when he first started showing up, man. God,
Oh man, the one he did in WWE was fire too. You remember the one he did on Christian?
you saw that sledgehammer come at him like that.
Where that come? I'm talking about him and Christian. Here you go. I ain't messing with you. Yeah, all right. Anyway, I hope he don't be in Vegas. I swear.
Who you hope don't be in Vegas?
I hope Goldberg don't be in Vegas.
Oh yeah, he might challenge Cody in a few weeks.
Nah, I don't think Triple H having that one. I don't think Triple H working like that. He trying to keep people from this era and keep them up. But that's what he trying to do.
Yeah, man. But there's so many possibilities that can happen with that, and the possibilities that can happen with the matches. And I think it's going to be a great experience. I mean, I like Vegas. Vegas is pretty cool, and just looking forward to seeing what's going to take place as we progress through the year, and see what happens at Mania, man. But let's talk about Backlash. That audience was it?
Boy,
the crowd.
So that's the crowd I want to be a part of.
The crowd was bananas, bro. But before we get into it, they said that was the largest gate in WrestleMania. I mean, not WrestleMania, but in the company history. The largest gate. That's bananas.
Was it the large gate or was it the one for the arenas? I think it was the biggest for arenas.
I think it's for arenas.
Yeah. But stadiums, of course, going to be bigger. But, I mean, as far as arenas go, they packed that thing out. And they was making noise up in there. They had to do a warning for noise level. Because that's how loud they were. They had to do, you know, safe low noise levels thing before the show started in the arena.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how raucous that place was. You could see the camera was bouncing. There was certain chants they was doing. Everything was shaking in there. That's the crowd I want to be a part of. I love that.
Absolutely, man. That crowd was jam packed. Half the time I didn't know what they were saying, but they went in. They went in, man. They went in. Lonnie, what's your take about the audience that night?
Man, it was something I've never heard nobody, whole crowd saying Randy Orton's theme song.
I loved it.
Bro, the crowd was, I thought on SmackDown when I saw it between AJ and Cody's face-to-face to close the show, you know, I guess they were running out of time, but Cody tried to talk through it. And you could tell you couldn't really hear himself think. So I'm thinking like, well, the next night's going to be most of the wrestlers, so there shouldn't be a problem. But, man, they were energized the whole night. I was like, man, it's almost like, man, we got to come in here and step our game up. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just like.
I wish the U.S. was still their game up.
Yeah, it was in there the whole time. They was locked in the whole show, man. Like you would think they would get tired. Nah, man. They what they were saying was, y'all gonna remember us and y'all gonna want to come back to us. You know, and they already talking that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Triple H said that's how you do it. You do what they did. You make your mark when we're here. We won't forget you. And now they already talking stadium shows.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Phenomenal audience, man. And that what makes audiences like that, even if the show itself seems a little mediocre, audience like that will make you look over that.
Man, yeah. That's a great point, man, because there were some matches where spots wasn't all that well, man, but it was just the crowd interaction. They really didn't let that momentum die down, you know, and it's like, but that's that soccer crowd, you know, that's what they do at the soccer games, you know, or they call it football over there. That's what they do at those games, you know, they're live, man. The chant that they did during AJ Styles match, I guess every time you say phenomenal, you're supposed to.
It's a song they got. It would end. I guess it's in French, but he said he is truly phenomenal, and it's a lot. But you know, so they kept saying that. They were saying that at the kickoff. They were saying that every time they seen AJ, and he kept I don't know how he kept that straight face the whole time. I would have been too hype up into it. He kept that straight face the whole time. He didn't want to react. He tried to keep that heel mode. He did it. Well, I would have been like, man, I would have been into it. It's hard. And they did the whole match pretty much.
Right. I'm sure when he got backstage, he probably was like, oh my God, this crowd is just bananas. Yeah. Man, but let's talk about how it started off, man. The match with Orton, Solo, Kevin, that match was crazy, man. That match bananas. It was crazy. It was crazy, man. And how they went to the audience, man. But what's your biggest takeaway from that match?
I wanted to see how Tama Tonga was going to respond to it. Oh, go ahead, Crump.
Oh, I mean, I'm saying Tonga Loa, which is Tama Tonga's brother, showing up out of nowhere. I really didn't see that coming. Everybody was expecting Jacob Fatu to come on in and be that third guy, but we got the Gorillas of Destiny back together, and so them two together is serious. They are 7-time tag team champions in New Japan. And so, they won 6-man tag team championships, regular tag team championships over there, championships in Ring of Honor, CMLL. They won championships, and I think they're gonna be the ones to beat A-Town Down Under. I think so. I think they're gonna be the ones to beat them. To get more tag team gold in another company. So I'm ready for it.
So the takeaway from that match for me, yes, Tonga Low. I wanted to see how Tama Tonga did as well, because he's used to like quote unquote violent matches, But I think he sold well. I like the fact that they got into it before like the bell rung, and Nick Aldis like, you know what, just beat the heck out of each other.
Right.
Justification. Yeah. To me, that frees up a performer like Kevin Owens, because he likes to brawl. You might not look at him and say that, but Kevin Owens, he really lives up to that moniker. Keep fighting. Fight, Owens, fight. He really lives up to that. You can tell it in the emotion. You can tell it when he's in the ring, especially when it's like a long time rival, if you're feuding against like a Sami Zayn or AJ Styles, or even the Usos. Like, he kept fighting, and for me personally, that intensity, and then having somebody as easygoing as Randy Orton, who was a smooth performer, a professional wrestler in a street fight environment, how they took it out to the audience and brought it back, the storytelling of that, they gave them their spots. I like the storytelling of that effect, and I think that it made everybody look strong. I feel like everybody kind of rose together. It was never like one-sided to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? From what I saw personally, I feel like it was like even this shot right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kevin got the best of Tama, but Solo's like right there, boom, get off of him, and then you might see Randy come later and then drop. To me, that's what a good street fight is. It's not one-sided. It's like it keeps rising. So to me, that was my biggest takeaway from that match from that perspective.
Absolutely, man. I think the crowd interaction, of course, how they went out into the audience, and it was just an old school brawl. And which I think was perfect for them, especially, given the dynamics of how, man, they done whoop Kevin Owens week after week, man. And boy, then you got the dog. You got them savages in the ring. I think this couldn't have been a regular match, man. It couldn't have been a regular match. But, man, then you got the guy that shows up, man, that I was like, who is this dude? But I knew he was a bloodline member. I knew he was part of the bloodline. I'm like, what? I didn't see that coming, man. I think the spot was a little rocky how it happened, because I was like, oh man, the ref done counted 3. But
but he was late a little bit for like a.
I think that that spot was a little rocky, but he did what he had to do, and I think pulling him out, smashing Kevin Owens, smashing Randy Orton. Man, Randy Orton probably still in France. Man, after being smashed like that with them steel steps, that guy, I'm interested to see what's really going to take place, because now it's getting interesting. Because now I'm like, man, who else is out there that's going to come and join up with Solo? And like, So Solo is really calling the shots now. It has to be.
Oh yeah.
Well, I want to talk about another component of that match. Boom, right here. It's my segue. Paul Heyman. Here's a guy who ran ECW. The most extreme, I don't care today, the most extreme wrestling I ever seen. If you go back and watch those matches.
You go, man, listen. You wouldn't no point walking in these.
Yeah. And you got him having compassion, call it growing through the business, whatever they want to call it, but on camera, he sold everything. If you go back and watch his facial reactions, he sold everything, and that made it better too. Here's him trying to have compassion from Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Now let's not forget who fought Roman Reigns 3 times during this whole reign at the Royal Rumble, and more times I think actually too in tag matches and things of that nature. Then he just said, "I haven't spoken to Roman Reigns since WrestleMania."
Now you get ahead of yourself because we get there. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted. What I'm saying, what I'm setting up right now is that. So where's his mind at? So everything's off guard with him now.
Right.
So everything he's selling is like, oh man, like what? Wait a minute, I didn't know you were coming. Wait a minute, you smashed him in the. It's like Missy Hyatt back in the day, right? You would when JR used to call Missy, if Missy Hyatt hit you with a shoe, JR was selling as if it was a tractor trailer running you over. You know, his face was like I don't know what to do. You know, and that makes that storytelling, like, because eventually it's gonna lead to something. But anyway, I don't want to get ahead, like you said, but that's gonna lead to something.
Yeah, and with Tonga Loa, this is not his first time in WWE.
No,
he was actually here as Camacho, working with a guy named Hunico, who was later Sin Cara, but he used to come out there on the bike with Hunico. So it's not his first time being here, but I'm glad he's back. I mean, he made his name in New Japan with Tama Tonga. Man, they both here. They both here. I'm glad they both here to Rec Shop. Like I said, that was a big surprise because I didn't see him coming. I was looking for Jacob Fatu for real.
They about to Rec Shop. If this is any premonition about what these two guys can do together, I always saw what one can do by himself. So yeah. I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
And they were trained by the Dudley Boys.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
They were.
I took them to the Dudley Boys school. So they trained by them. They usually move to the 3D.
Yeah.
In New Japan and everything.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Now, who dad? They got the same dad. What's his name?
Aku.
Yeah. Oh man, that was tough too. Good day. Man.
You want him on your side if you're in the airport. Let's leave it. Yeah. I heard Jericho say something about that one time.
Yeah, man. But that match, man, I think that might have been the match of the night.
Yeah, match of the night. Yes, but I have a different selection for moment of the night. But definitely match of the night.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hate to steal your thunder because I'm gonna get to my personal moment of the night. We're gonna talk about my girls, Bianca and Jade Cargill. How about them girls bringing home the gold? Bring it home.
Look at that. I can't say who's gonna beat them. I don't want them. I want them to hold it for a good while. I need to bring some prestige to them titles.
I got to give Bianca. I got to apologize to this young lady right here on the digital airways because this girl is tough, bro. Both of them together, the power that they have. Who gonna stop these girls?
I don't know and then Jay surprised me with that springboard she did.
But see the ending move that Jay did.
They brought that home strong with that one.
Kind of made up for the missed calls in the match, but man,
there was a lot of confusion in that match. They didn't know who was tagged in, and this and that. They missed some spots, but they brought her back around. Like I said, they brought her home strong, and that's what the crowd loved. They brought on they did something to amaze them, and the crowd was into it. The crowd pretty much saved the match mostly, but that last few sequences really brought it home.
Yeah,
and that's good that because Jade is she's still learning to work, and then as a veteran, you're still learning too, right? Because you got to work with people and learn how to be a ring general. So I think even though they missed those spots, I think they did, like you said, they brought it home. They didn't let, even though we saw it, they didn't let it stop the controlling of the match. They kept going, and I think that's what Bianca has become in the women's division at a young age as a general, because she sat under generals. Those matches with Becky's a ring general. You know what I'm saying? Like that's built her, and so now she's moving it forward there. So I think in that regard, yes, they kept it strong and they brought it home. But to answer the initial question, who's going to stop them? Themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. Now I would hate to see that, but at the same time, I would love to see it.
They have to face each other, bro. You talking about you know what? I'm gonna throw my name in the pot for that WrestleMania match.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I mean, listen, because I think to that point, man, because they both alpha personalities.
Yeah.
You saw she's still carrying a grudge against Bailey.
Oh, man, Bianca tired of Bailey. She tired of all the damage control. She been fighting her for 2.5 years. She made a whole Instagram post about it.
That's been a long time, bro.
A long time. She tired of them. She glad they on Raw now.
Yeah. But yeah, I can see that, man. That's the only way that can stop them, man. But I didn't think that this would be like that good of a tag, like a team, man. But they are like peanut butter and jelly, bro.
Oh yeah, they got their tag team moves and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I hope they change the titles though. I just think not to the point where they're trying to like have all these new titles coming up, but more so, I just think they can be a better design, those titles. But not to rush it, not tomorrow. I just hope they kind of rechange those though. I think they need a new look, but I know that happened in time because new look, new champions. I think this is the first team since those titles have been around for the last 5-6 years, whatever it is now. I think this is the first legit team, personally, because they match well together, so there have been plenty of teams there. You had, Sasha and Bailey had it multiple times. The first out of that group too, but I think this is the first solid team.
Absolutely, man. I can't agree with you not even an ounce more, bro. How solid this team is, man. I think that her, Jade pairing up with Bianca is only going to elevate her game as we continue through her career here with WWE, man. So I might, man. Listen, I might have to. What they say in blackjack. I might have to raise you on that one, brother. Put a little wager on that. See if that comes true.
Hey.
Put a little chicken dinner on it.
I think that's the match right there. I mean, there's other options, but if they build after this from this point on, they start having a little dysfunction in between it. Yeah, that could potentially be a match. Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's so many comparisons.
Yep.
Since she was at AEW, so it's only right.
Yeah, that is my moment of the night, and I was hoping they did it. I like and even better so, I like the placement of it being right before the main event match. So yeah,
that was a good placement too. That was a good placement. Good placement. They did a great little press conference afterwards too, man. And it's like, yeah, they did well. I'm interested to see how far that goes. I was reading an article today, and I just want you guys' opinion. This article was saying that the women's division is lackluster, especially when they put tag teams together and stuff like that. And I was like, it sounded a little biased to me. Probably some whoever wrote it probably a little biased. But I don't know. What you guys think about that?
I don't believe that because I mean, there's so many women on the roster that people come to the show to see. And it's like I said, like Bianca said in the press conference, this is the new norm that the women are being showcased highly, that like in a triple threat match for the WWE Women's title and this women's tag team title match. people came to see them. People was up on their feet. I mean, it's France. They're mostly up for everybody, but even in the States, everywhere they up for the women of that's being showcased on the top of the food chain. Yeah, if you're talking about the women in the mid card to the below the low card, yeah, they're not getting much love in the arenas like that. But people started still getting to know some of them, especially the ones that just came from NXT, and some of the people who hadn't been showcased as well, who did come from NXT, some time ago. But the ones at the top, Bianca, Jade, Becky, Rhea, Liv is about to show up and do some damage on Raw, and she got her devious plans going on. Nia, for I'm put out there. I think she should be queen of the ring, but we'll talk about it a little later. They got a lot of names and a lot of different matchups that you still could do. Because especially when Charlotte come back, who don't want to see Charlotte and Jade?
Oh man,
come on,
Charlotte and Bianca, bro. Like
Charlotte and Bianca, because Bianca still need that match. She need to beat Charlotte.
Rhea and Jade, bro.
Hey, Rhea and Bianca. That's the one I'm waiting on.
Yeah. That's been a whole nap in their back pocket for a minute.
That's the one. That's the one I want to see. Rhea and Bianca, and then Bianca and Charlotte. Now to answer your question, I think that's a biased statement. The woman roster is deep.
Yeah.
Woman roster is deep.
And not to mention Tiffany Stratton too. She just got up here. She's still on that level. She's already on that level. They already got a new star. Come on.
What'd she say? Tiffy Town? What'd she say?
That's what she do all the time. So there's too many women, good stars on the roster. But more could be built up, but it's a lot, and they got enough right now.
They got more in NXT. That's the scary part. They got more coming out of NXT.
Exactly.
Yeah, and for anybody, I want to just drop this nugget. For anybody who's thinking Tiffany Stratton is not legit, go back and watch her matches with Becky Lynch in NXT recently.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. That's your third match. That's your third match in Backlash.
And let's talk.
And then speaking of the women's division, what's the girl Lola Vice? Think she was a UFC fighter? She just had like a match with
Natty.
Yeah.
Natalia.
Like an underground match or something like that.
Yeah, they did an underground match, and that's her comfortability right there. That's where she come from. So they really showcased her well with that. That's what they're trying to do. Showcase her. That's what Natalia mostly does nowadays. Now, the past few years, showcasing these younger talent, and that was her bread and butter, the MMA. So they showcased that well to bring her out and show who she is.
Right. Yeah, she threw her hands, man. She threw hands. I was like, that was my first time kind of seeing her. I didn't know about her, man, but then I saw that she was from the MMA fighting. So that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
So to our point, I think that article was a little biased. I don't think that it had any credibility to where the women's division is now. Maybe a few years ago, probably, but I don't think it's lackluster at all. Especially when you got a champion that had put on a great show, like not Becky, but Bayley, and you had who else?
Naomi and Tiffany,
and she won. I was actually hoping, but I knew it wasn't gonna happen. I think Naomi deserved a decent crack at the championship. She's been around for a long time.
Oh yeah, I mean she's had the title before, the SmackDown title twice, but hopefully she at least get at least one to two more reigns. But right now, I didn't think Bayley was gonna lose. It's her first title defense as the new champion from WrestleMania. So I didn't think Bayley was losing, but yeah, Naomi. I'm hoping Naomi didn't get pinned, but I mean, I guess they're trying to build up Tiffany right now. They didn't want to see her lose. So I mean, I don't know, but I think it was a great match. Like the Tiffany showed up, Naomi showed why she still deserves to come. She deserved to come back from TNA, where she was the champion most of her time there, and so. Everybody showcasing themselves. Like I said, it's a deep women's division. They all showcase well in that match. So they all deserve to be in that spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna echo Bianca at the press conference. It is the norm now, and it's good to see that. You know what? I'll take it a step further. I think we're gonna get another Evolution pay-per-view this year.
Ooh, that's it'd be nice because that last one was good, and then I'm surprised they only did it once.
Listen, other than the WrestleMania, well, that was WrestleMania 34, but that probably was top 3 shows of that year. So, yeah, we can get another Evolution now. We have it. We had the roster.
Yeah, from NXT to Raw, SmackDown, they got the women. They got there's a lot of them too. Like they just did a combine at NXT. All of them did great on that.
Right.
And they bring them more titles for the women, like the North American women's title. So if you bring more titles, that means more people want to see them and showcase them and put them on a higher rank.
Yeah,
because that's what a lot of people come to the show to see. Some people make pages just for the women. That's what they just go for.
Yeah, like I said on a few episodes back, man. You know, Shawn Michaels said, man, you know, no shot to the men, but he said the women are bringing it in NXT. They are bringing it. You know, they're bringing it.
Yeah, from the wrestlers to the announcers, because the announcer, I remember her name from NXT. She's been moved up to the main roster, and they put Mike Rowe back in NXT.
Yeah, Alicia Taylor, is that her name?
Yeah, Alicia. Yeah. They put her on SmackDown now.
SmackDown, man. Like, it's a lot of great representation for us as African American going on right now, man. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it, man. You got Irv, you got Trick. You right. What that boy song get you hype. Well, if you're in a bad mood, boy, you just put that song on. And you say, "Whoop!"
I need to be in the arena for that one, boy.
You got Samantha Irvin doing her thing, man. You know, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Side note, man. I wonder if everybody know where they got whooped that Trick from.
Oh yeah, I know.
I know too.
It's really a Memphis thing. You know, they don't do it when the Rock was on there.
You have to fill me in on that one. I was left in the dark there.
A movie called Hustle and Flow, man. Hustle and Flow.
Yeah, Hustle and Flow. With Terrence Howell.
Got it.
Yeah, it's a Memphis thing. Like they was in Memphis when the Rock was in Memphis. Everybody thought it was for Trick. They could play it off as that, but that's a Memphis thing to whoop that Trick. That's what they say around in the city.
I'll leave it at that, bro.
Man, but I tell you who got whooped. That Trick got whooped. I tell you who got whooped. That your boy, Jay.
Who?
Jay ain't.
He talking about Jay.
Jay ain't look so hot that night, boy. I tell you.
It's just 3 of them.
Hey,
come on. He went up against Damien Priest and got a rude.
Come on now.
Oh, like he pre-bid by us. He wanted to, but he didn't.
Look. We knew Jay wasn't gonna win that match. I mean, it's Priest's first defense, man. He cash in and lose it. Then it's like, you know, it's so much meat on that bone too, going into what we got coming up. But I think for Jay, I think Jay's still paying his dues as a solo professional wrestler right now. Meaning, he's lost every major match I think he's had one-on-one thus far.
Say that again for the digital audience to hear you.
He's lost every major match one-on-one that he's had at this particular point in time. You know, he's had a match against Self. He's had a match against Damien Priest. He has countless matches against Drew. His brother, he beat Jimmy at WrestleMania. I said it's not a major match, but I'm talking about something's on the line more so, an opportunity or something, or some kind of stipulation or something added towards it. So I just think he's still paying those dues. But the thing about it though, I didn't know he gonna win. I think it's about more so showing his different techniques, his different gifts when he's fighting different types of professional wrestlers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they need to strike while the iron hot because people are up for Jay. They love to do the hand motion thing, but they love the song. They love his entrance. But they love to see. They just love Jay because the storyline from the Bloodline, it made everybody, sympathetic for Jay at moments, and then they just love when he come out. When his music hit, that's a good pop. Especially when he came out for a surprise, entry into the King of the Ring tournament, everybody really got off their feet. for him. From what I heard, he was the loudest of the night.
Yeah.
You know, we might need to change our name to the biggest charity case ever. I mean, you guys are just giving.
Ain't no charity case. This man would have won 3 titles if it wasn't for Jimmy. That's the only reason he didn't win them.
Yeah, this is actually like, you know, not a charity case, man. But to think about it, man, he's a guy right now. If I'm not mistaken, that's the first time they did that particular shot with the phones were up and all that. If I'm not mistaken,
this was probably his highlight of his night. There, that's probably the best part about it.
So when you do that, Jey is that guy. Jay's going to be that guy. I think eventually, maybe he's going to be booked with emotion. Meaning, again, I compare it to a Shawn Michaels match. He's about the same stature. You know what I'm saying? About the same height and all that stuff. He does minimum high flying things, but he can do it.
Wait a minute.
You know, he sells his moves. He delivers his moves with passion. I just think that, you know, he's going to be that when he wins the big one, it's going to be like very emotional, like maybe like a Cody type of emotion.
Yeah, and they building that up just like they did, and that's a great comparison with Shawn Michaels. I ain't saying he is Shawn Michaels, but I'm saying
I have to apologize for my great hosts here. These two guys that are out here.
Oh, listen, hear me out, though. Hear me out.
This blasphemy that is.
Hear me out. This man been with the Uso tag team for what 10 plus years, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He just got on his own for what, maybe 9 months. 10 months almost. It took Shawn Michaels some time to get away from the rocker thing for a little bit too. So you can just see him as his own. When you see Jey, you still see Jimmy. I mean, they twins. So you gonna see him. He got to be his full. He's not his full self yet. So let it. And then the only reason he didn't win those 3 championships, 3 singles titles, was because of Jimmy. So now he gets with Jimmy as review for a moment, and he beat him at WrestleMania. He was able to try to get a world championship, but you know, Judgment Day was right there, even though the priest didn't want them to be there. But his time is coming. Like I said, like Lonnie was saying, it's going to be a build up to an emotional win, and I see his ceiling being the world heavyweight champion. And I'm ready to see that. I don't know if he be WB champion, what Cody is, undisputed WB champion, but world heavyweight championship, I believe he could get that title.
You know,
ladies and gentlemen, I apologize again for this hyperbole that's being spewed over the digital airways. I apologize for this.
Hey, look.
Say what you want. Hey, that's my opinion.
Hey, say what you want, but I bet you if we was in the arena right now, you'll be hyped. I'll
be hyped that this man is getting off get out the ring.
Hey, but
get out of here.
But good storytelling to the point too. Like, think about this. Also, you open the door that I want to walk in real quick because you said something that's very, very, very important. You talk about Shawn Michaels breaking away from the Rockers. I want to take it a step further with Bret Hart breaking away from the Hart Foundation.
Yeah.
Because when that happened as well, his first title shot he got, it was different back then because it was the early 90s, but his first Intercontinental title match he won against Mr. Perfect. You know what I'm saying? So in the match of the night, but that propelled him. You know what I'm saying? And what happens from there? That was 1991. And then you go on to the following year, 1992, he has it again, and he has one of the most talked about Intercontinental title matches against David Boy Smith in Wembley Stadium, 92. And then after that, he goes right into the world title picture, essentially. So what I'm saying is, it's going to take those types of things and whatever how they builded him to get him to that place. You know what I'm saying? Like when after that ladder match with Razor Ramon with Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 10, it was up. Here we go then.
Yeah, it's gonna take those type of matches. He needs those right opponents and get an emotion out of the crowd. I mean, he already got them hype, but he need to continue to get that emotion and that storyline to build him up to give this dude the title already. That's what they want people to feel. And some people already feel like that because, like I said, he was the loudest of the night on Raw. Besides, even louder than Punk, I think.
Me and you could have came out there and we got hype.
No, this is in Hartford on Raw. This wasn't France.
Excuse everybody.
He was the loudest of the night.
Everybody on the airways, just get Sean Player I Am a Heel Guy shirt. And just just let him be happy because he needs some kind of happiness right now. He just can't find it.
Wait! Don't get me wrong. I'm happy. I celebrate Mr. Jew. What's the guy? Jey. I celebrate Jey. But man, I just call it like it is, man. I'm not buying into the hype. Hype don't necessarily translate to the number one guy. That we'll talk about that in another show. But and the two guys you guys brought up, I mean, they already had it, but I'm not gonna get into that either, man. But let's mosey on. I don't wanna rattle the cage. What? Is it something you like to say?
Yeah. You say what you said again?
Oh, let me cut my volume up. Make sure you heard me.
Yeah, they said what now? They already had what?
I said they already had it. That's what I said. They had the it factor. Sean already had it. Man, the boy.
How did Jey not have it? He got the loudest pop of the night.
What? The loudest pop of the night don't necessarily always translate to the number one spot. I'm trying to tell you, it's the facts. Wait
a minute, hold on now. We didn't say he had number one spot though.
I ain't saying that. Cody got number one spot in the whole company.
My boy just said he's gonna be the world champion.
The world heavyweight champion. Cody. That don't mean he's gonna be Cody.
Future.
Right. I said that's the ceiling.
I'm painting a picture for the digital audience that this ain't gonna happen. That's what I'm saying.
Oh Lord. Okay.
I'm gonna find you that shirt, brother, man. I'm gonna find you that shirt.
And when it happens, so we gonna press record right then. I need to see this reaction live.
Yeah, listen. Yes. And then when he win the world title, make sure we online.
Oh yeah.
Anyway. Listen,
we need live reactions for all this.
We don't want to bore them with lies and hyperbole. We don't want to do that. Okay.
Oh man, you got some receipts, buddy.
You guys did enough for the last 5 minutes about this. I'm gonna make a charity case graphic next time. Put that up. Anytime you guys go there, I'm gonna put that charity case graphic up because that's what you guys do. Y'all giving out these asses. He's all right. He's got ways to go. He's all right. My hat's off to him.
But you know, I want to say this about Jey and Damien. They kind of, even though Damien's this is my opinion, he's the world champion right now. I still see them kind of rising together still. Because Damien's his first time being world champion, so now he has to go to a different stratosphere with this thing because now he's going to be doing things, going to more things outside of the ring. Because Damien to me is a consistent performer. Now maybe that match didn't live up to what we think they can do, what we know they can do. But I think for everything that they can deliver, if they give them another shot, I don't know, anytime soon, for what they can deliver, I think they did all right for what it was worth. I think they did all right. I think
that match was about what the ending. About Finn and JD interfering, and Priest is telling y'all, I want to do this on my own. He's been saying that since he won the title. I want to do this on my own, so I'm the workhorse champion, so I deserve this spot. And him interfering infuriated him. You see, he grabbing Finn Bella chin, like, what are you doing? Like, get off this man. The match is over. That's really face type talk.
I was thinking the same thing. That's babyface all day long.
Yeah. So that's what the whole match was about. It's about that build up of what's going on Judgment Day and imploding of the Judgment Day, possibly.
Yeah, they got to fill a void for now. They do, because Cody's on SmackDown, Seth's out. I mean, Sammy's there and Jay's there, but they got to fill a void for the time being. Not to say they're hurting, but they can get another face. Is what I'm saying.
Absolutely. And man, nothing really jumped off the screen in that match, but it's all good. It's all good because we had something to follow up to. We had the match with the current champion, Mr. Cody Rhodes, facing AJ Styles. This was Cody's first day out, I would say, on the job as the champion. Things are different when you're the champion, when you're the one being hunted. Guys, how do you think he fared in his first title defense?
I think the match itself was just as what we expected, a nice, pure wrestling match. There were a couple of things in there that I was like, oh, I don't know about that. But I think that Super Cody Cutter was the spot of the night. I think it was a nice, hard-hitting match, as you expected from veterans like them. Two Georgia boys, as they say. I thought it was a nice, hard-hitting match. I think what I really like about it, though, above all that, I like the booking of it. This is what I mean. If you notice now, if you're paying attention to the bookings of Triple H right now, when you have your main event match for the most part is getting the most time.
Mm-hmm.
If you're really looking and paying attention to the bookings, because everybody's paying to see the show, but they also want to see the main event. Who's really putting the people in the seats? Like what name, what star? And so they're giving them that time now. If I looked at it, it was like that match was like 26, 27 minutes, if I remember correctly. Everything else was like, yeah, so everything else was like kind of below that in terms as far as time goes. So the main event, I mean, think about WrestleMania 40. The night one main event is like 45 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is they're booking it where the main event is getting the time it deserves. And I like it, but it was a nice old school feel kind of wrestling match, pure wrestling match.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't match of the night by any means to me, but I think it was a nice one for his first title defense.
Yeah, I feel like AJ was, wrestling his style. He kind of did in New Japan, the hard hitting style. And so it's kind of the anniversary of, when he was doing the Bullet Club thing. So, and then I love how he did his outfit. So when he fought Dusty, he tried to mimic that outfit he fought Dusty in to bring it to the night to fight Cody.
Mm-hmm.
So now that was like 20-something years ago, but, he brought that into it too. And then, and plus, of course, the crowd, even beginning with introducing the crowd singing Cody whole song without the music on. That was just an amazing moment right there. And then, like we was talking about before, with the crowd, singing to AJ throughout the whole match, it was a great environment. That crowd brought a great environment for a great main event.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, nobody would have saw Cody losing, but we were still into it and to see how Cody would win. It's still because even though the ending, like they say with wrestling period, you might in the ending is predetermined. It's about how you get there.
Absolutely.
And then when are they going to make me believe this? And they did. And it's two veterans right there. And it's their first time even fighting, but they still had good chemistry in the ring. I don't think this is the last match they're gonna have together.
I hope not. I really hope it's a continuous, but we'll see because everybody's kind of going different ways right now based on what's booked. But we'll see. But I hope they continue that because I think that'll be a good feud to kind of go a couple of months with for Cody as champion. Instead of having a new opponent every month, I think it'll work best if he can kind of hang out with somebody for a couple of months or so.
Yeah, I can see them, doing like we've seen them sometime before where they'll have like maybe 3-4 matches after that match.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I could see them. I would love to see them in like a ladder match, stuff like that. I mean, it's so much you could do with AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes. I like the technical aspect of that match. I thought it was a good match. I probably wouldn't give it match of the night, but it was good to see. Cody's upside. Outside of the hype, it's good to see his upside.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see him do that submission he did. That Brock put him in all those matches. It was interesting to see him use that move against AJ.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was like, man, look at you. Now I heard on the Undertaker podcast, he said he could see Cody turn heel. What you guys think?
He said he think he's a heel.
He said he could see Cody turn heel eventually.
Well, he could. See, that's the tricky thing about it. He could be a heel, and I hear all the murmurs about people saying that some people kind of turn on him and all that stuff. I hear all that, but he can do that. But at the same time, he's built a relationship with those kids, man.
Yeah,
you have to remember, this is why John Cena didn't turn really, because if John Cena turns, Make-A-Wish stops.
Yeah.
You know, all these other things stop. You can't do that, right? You can, but but if you're trying to push him, what are you trying to do, right? So for him, I don't think it'd be like a John Cena type booking, because if he needs to turn heel, I guess he needs to turn heel. But
I think Triple H can pull that trigger more than Vince did.
Yeah, but I just think that right now, let it run, run its course. He'll be a fighting. He's going to be a workhorse champion, as we know, because he's doing all these different things. But you know, he could be heel. He's done it. I mean, that's not a, you know what I'm saying? He's done it for a while. Look how he left AEW. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I just think, and then under the Toolish, he was under Randy Orton with Legacy. He could be a heel. He could be a heel. But I just think I think we need to we need to slow down on that and just let him be the face right now. And then if it comes organically, then let it happen.
Yeah, because a lot of people thought the crowd's going to turn on him by now, essentially how they did in AEW. They turned on Cody. So a lot of people have been saying, well, since he came back, when the fans going to turn on him? He's too much of a baby face. So
what is too much of a baby face? Like what is?
I don't know. People, I don't know. That's what I've been hearing.
Too much of a baby face.
Yeah, he's too much of a good guy. He doesn't have as much edge. And so I guess that's what they mean.
To the another moment too when we finish. Oh, never mind. Hey, we're back at it, huh?
Absolutely. But man, I think that match was a good way to end the night, cap off the night in France. I think so. Are they still going on to Europe? Because they're going to be out of the country for a while.
Yeah, they're going to King of Rings will be in Saudi Arabia, their annual trip. You know, they do that twice a year in May and November. And then like 3 weeks after that, they're going to Scotland for Clash of the Castle. And then I think after that they go to Money in the Bank for Toronto, I believe, and then SummerSlam, then to Germany. At the end of Bash in Berlin at the end of August. So nothing else really booked after that at this point in time. So they go back to Saudi Arabia in early November, but so I don't know, you know, but they really focusing on international waters, man. It's a focus.
Yeah, and the crowd's hungry for it. We heard in France. The crowds are hungry for it.
Yeah,
I'm really excited about Clash of the Castle though, because that was a very good show last time they were when Wales, I believe. Yeah, so that was very good show. I'm very excited about that.
Toronto's looking forward to seeing WWE, and man, I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen next with everything. I think Backlash. How would you rate Backlash? 1 to 10.
1 to 10. I'll give it 7.5.
Yeah. I mean, well, for the crowd, I might push it to 8 for the crowd. Because that's the crowd I love to see, and look, you know, they're singing everything, they into everything, making everybody seem like a superstar. But showing that they are superstars, and so I'll push it to 8.
Got it. Cool. Yeah, I would say about 7.5. I'll say about 7.5. I mean, because I didn't realize, man, that it was a limited amount of people that was actually on the card. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
there's only 5 matches.
Yeah, it was only 5 matches. Yeah.
Yeah,
man,
he books that stuff like that, man, so people can get that time, you know.
Yeah. Good point about the main event. I think the main event does deserve that time. And speaking of the main event, these guys are taking over, man. I really want to know what's next. Of course, we're talking about the Bloodline. I want to know what's next for the Bloodline. Where do you guys see this going?
Well, they planted seeds of that too, because right before Jay's match, all of them walked right past him.
Yep.
And again, who's right behind him? Paul Heyman. Like, look, Paul Heyman is either saying a couple of things. Don't bother. Just don't ask me right now, or please come back.
You see him in the background of this picture right here. Look at that.
Or please help me.
Yeah, that's just. Paul Heyman don't even have to talk. His facial expressions tell you everything.
Yeah. But you know, to answer your question, I think they continue building on it, and I think it will solidify them more. The more they get more aggressive, the more victories, the more damaging they do. It's going to build them up even more for something bigger down the road.
Right.
Yeah. And like
you know, so we all know Jacob Fatu is signed with the company, but he hasn't debuted yet. But I'm thinking, what if they got Zilla Fatu? You know, I
He's
don't know.
still. I think he's still green, but I mean, it don't take them long to catch on. We see how Solo caught on quick.
Yeah,
So I think Zilla could. He on his way in a while. It's gonna take him a little while, maybe a year, maybe less than that. But Jacob is fully ready.
yeah. You know, I just think they're going to continue to build on it, which is good because I would, you know, we don't know how long Roman's going to be out. We don't know how long Jimmy's going to be out. So I think you just kind of keep building it. So when they do return, we'll see what happens. You know, like, oh, let's get it on. You know what I'm saying? So I think they should continue to be aggressive and continue to dominate.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And continue to build up Solo as that main guy. Put his stock up higher. That's what I think they're trying to do right now. Showing he's the leader, telling both with Tonga and Loa and where to go, what to do, what moves to make, put fear in Paul Heyman continuously. And I think the God, I think they're gonna get the tag team titles like I said before. I think they taking the tag team titles off of A-Town Down Under. I think they're gonna be the ones because they get it for them to be solidified. They gotta get some gold or make something happen. Tonga's in the King of the Ring tournament, which I was surprised about. I believe. So,
Well,
but if he don't win that, I'm like, what's gonna happen?
I think Bobby Lashley got injured, so I guess that could have something to do.
They're putting Dawkins in this spot now.
Yeah, Dawkins in his spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I want to, you said something about gold, Ron, and I think, and this will leave it open. I don't know. I think Solo gets a mid-card title because even though he's calling the shots, I think he's getting the shots told to him still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that perfect segue into who I think is really calling the shots. I think Paul Heyman is the secret from everybody. He said in this interview, he gave it up himself. He said, I haven't even talked to Roman Reigns since WrestleMania. So he took it upon himself to pull Roman Reigns from draft. So what's the situation between him and Roman Reigns? Is Paul Heyman, is he playing because he's notorious to look a certain way, but actually doing something in the background? What do you guys think?
I didn't even think about that. I'll be honest with you, because my mind was thinking on The Rock, the final boss, calling the shots and then passing it on down. I didn't even think about him being the one that potentially can do that. You know what? That's a good point. I don't know though. Because I don't see him being a face. I don't like him as a face. Paul Heyman is that heel guy. So, but you never know. You just never know what happens with that. But that's a very good point that I didn't even think about.
Yeah, because for him to make a move like that without Roman saying something, he even talking to Roman since Mania to pull Roman out the draft or make the move on your own. I mean, I thought Solo told him to make that move, but he didn't say nothing like that. I don't know if he would say that to Pierre. All this, but it's something behind it. It's something that's building, but I still think Solo's in charge right now. And like I said, they're trying to make him the main guy and build his stock to go against Roman later, Roman and Usos later. So they're trying to really build him as a savage, as as the main guy, and as a boss right now, taking his spot as a chief. So,
Right.
but Paul Heyman, I mean, you never know with Paul because, like I said, he can trick you into anything, and he always got a plan. So
he could literally be acting right now. And if this is if he's putting on a show right now, give the man the next the Academy Award, because he's got us all fooled thinking one thing. Now, what if he's really just playing his part, acting like he don't know what's going on? Because, like you said, Lonnie, I can't see him being a face because I feel like when he comes back, it's a high possibility he might be a face when he comes back. I can't see Paul aligning himself with that. Paul can come out the night when Roman comes back, and he says, "It's been me all this time. It's been me all along." Why? Because Roman took his eyes off the ball. Who else was going to leave the bloodline? Who else was going to blah, 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 blah. I can see that promo going down.
Listen.
Yeah.
Sean, you just said something that brought back a memory. Two things. First off, this is kind of, you remember back in 2002 when Brock was organically turning face when he was fighting the Big Show?
Mm-hmm.
And then he turned on Brock and cost him his first loss against the Big Show?
Yep. But
then you just said it was me all alone. You know what I thought about? It was me all alone, Austin. It was me.
Yeah.
Even my family brought it. That's exactly what I thought about. The higher power. That's what it was. The higher power.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking like, man, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm really more intrigued because, I mean, one would say, the Usos will come back and fight God, Guerrillas of Destiny. And then, but when does that happen, right? And what does that lead to? So yeah, so much meat on that bone still, man. And I like the unpredictability of it. Now, I still think the final boss is calling the shots. I will say that behind the scenes, he's saying, "Hey, Roman lost," because look what Solo said: losing has consequences, right? And he took out Jimmy. So who's going to take out Roman? He lost because he made a mistake and took us out the ball, as they say. And he let his personal feelings. If he didn't do it, if he doesn't do that, then does Cody win? Right. So that you can build that thing like that, So, we just have to wait and see. I think the final boss still, and it does seem obvious, but I think the final boss is calling the shots potentially.
I don't know about that, but like I said, I still think it's Solo. But especially with Jacob Fatu come around, because I don't know if y'all seen reports. They kind of waiting to debut Jacob because they want Solo to be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And they feel like Jacob might take that spotlight, but because Jacob's ready. I don't know if y'all seen a lot of stuff on MLW and stuff like that, but he is a force. He's so, but that's why I was waiting for him. I thought he was coming to Backlash, but Tonga Loa, that was a great surprise, and like I said, I'm ready to see where this things go. And like I said, I don't know what Paul Heyman is hiding something. He very much, very may well be, but that's why I say it's great right now because we can't predict really anything.
Yeah,
not fully.
Yeah, and Jacob reminds me of a Wild Samoan.
Yeah.
The way that the faces he make and the things he doing, he reminds me of a Wild Samoan. Like, I'll fall sick, it doesn't matter. Like, he reminds me of them, the way his style, man, and things. So, and that name carries weight in the business. So you got to bring your game. So, but yeah, it's exciting. We'll see what happens. Oh boy.
Boy, it is going to be exciting to see who is actually the tribal chief. Is Paul Heyman actually pulling the strings? Is he the puppet master behind this whole thing? I think if they dug that deep and brought that out, boy, it would be a great heel moment. I digress. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to talk about the King of the Ring. We're going to get picks. So we're going to talk about the King of the Ring tournament. And I would say, so out of this King of the Ring tournament, I mean, where did they go from there? Did they get like a shot at the gold, or what's going on?
Well, they haven't said. So as far as I've heard, I think it's just another stepping stone to give somebody an accomplishment right now in this tournament. Because I think they booked this last year, but they changed the name of it to like Night of Champions or something like that in Saudi Arabia last year when they debuted the World Heavyweight Championship. So I think I don't think they have anything other than that right at this particular moment. Other than just winning, for bragging rights, I guess, for this particular moment. It could be shaping up to be great things. We just have to see what happens with it. So I'm excited that it's back, especially for Queen and Wayne, because I feel like that kind of ended prematurely last time. Mm-hmm. So I think it'd be good, to see what happens from it.
because it was like a rite of passage. You know, back in the day, it was like you do King of the Ring, so you obviously the next man up. You know.
And you got to cut a good promo. You got to remember that.
Yeah. Right. It was a great promo.
Yeah. But if I had to think about who I think should get it from the men and women, I think the obvious choice would be Gunther, but I would like Santos to get it. Because
Santos ain't making it in the first round. Let me tell you that now.
Hey, he's facing LA Knight, right?
Yeah, LA Knight getting that, bro. He passing no Santos. I'm telling you.
I just think that it adds to his heel moniker right now. And for the women, I have to go. I think Nia Jax would need it too. Zelina, I would like for her to get another goal because I feel like I said it ended prematurely for her last time. But Nia Jax, I think it'd be good. Because it won't be the traditional thing. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be give them something to claim to hope so to go to that next level.
Yeah, because I think Nia Jax, this is the run she's been on lately. I think especially since the Royal Rumble, she's been really entertaining to me since the Royal Rumble. She hears all the talk. Oh, she's not safe in the ring. Why they brought her back? Why nobody likes her? Oh, this and that. Everybody love her backstage.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows what she can do. Knows what she brings. And she don't care attitude and not caring what the fans say. Just doing her thing. It has made her way more comfortable, way more entertaining. And so, and that's why they gave her the match against Rhea. They built her up for that, but they didn't want. They still building up Rhea, so they need to give her something. Let her be the queen, queen of the ring, and queen of the ring stuff. Mostly they heels anyway. Man, who's the biggest heel right now? Mostly is Nia Jax, as far as the women go.
Yeah.
So I see her ruling, and that could be a big claim to fame for her. She did win the Ramos title at WrestleMania 34. But she needed another moment, and I think this was going to be it for her. The men is more hard to call for the King of the Ring because let me just say this: a lot of the matches they got setting up are I can't wait for. But like the match they already had, like Gunther and Sheamus was the banger as they call it. Ilya and Ricochet, great match on Raw. Even though a lot of people don't know who Ilya is, he made them know who he was on that show.
Tough dude, man. Tough dude,
and very intense guy. But if the second round matchups I think is gonna happen, I'm ready to see. I'm hoping they get AJ advances and Carmelo advances. That AJ versus Carmelo Hayes. That's a match I'm looking forward to if it happens on SmackDown.
Let me see if I can pull up the bracket real quick.
While he's doing that, ladies and gentlemen, another good spot for those who don't know Ilya Dragunov, before Sami Zayn, he was the last person to pin Gunther.
Those two matches they had, those are must see. Ilya versus Gunther is a must see match. If you haven't seen it already.
Yes, absolutely, man. You got your boy that's about to face what's his name that just beat Ricochet.
Illinois against Jade. Yeah, that's gonna be a very like I don't know who's gonna get that one type of thing.
It's a few matches like that.
Yeah. To see what's gonna happen with Carmelo and Corbin.
I think Carmelo gets that probably.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said Carmelo and AJ fighting. I think Orton gonna lose because I think Bloodline gonna cost him the match, and I think AJ versus Carmelo in the second round.
Yeah, and potentially Orton returns the favor and attacks the Bloodline in their match.
And Tonga loses.
Yeah, so that potentially wipes it out. But yeah, I think it's going to be. I don't think they got the full bracket for the women up yet, though. At least not on the SmackDown side. I don't believe they do.
No, not yet. I don't think so either.
So yeah, it's going to be. It's good. I'm happy to see it back. It's an old school feel to it. I really am. I'm glad that they bring it back to Queen of the Ring with it as well. I think they get a proper run with it this time.
But the winner still gets something out of it besides just being, king of the ring or queen of the ring. They should get like, I know they got Money in the Bank coming up for, you talk about whatever you want to, but they need some type of incentive to win this tournament.
Yeah, I remember back in
Besides just the name.
I remember in 02 when Brock won it, the incentive was they'll try to SummerSlam, and that's when they beat The Rock. I remember that. So maybe they'll go back to that because SummerSlam shortly after. I don't know, but I guess we have to wait and see.
Yeah, I agree. It should be some type of incentive because, I mean, other than it just being another asterisk on your resume, you king of the ring, queen of the ring. But so we don't know who's in the queen of the ring, do we?
Yeah, they have some matches. Zoe Stark won her match. Io Sky won her match. What's the new guy? Valkyrie or something? What's her first name?
Lara Valkyria.
Yeah, Lara Valkyria. She won her match. So you had some matches already. And then Shayna Baszler and Zelina Vega got pushed to a live event, as well as Rey Mysterio and Kofi Kingston.
That's the one I wanted to see, man. Rey versus Kofi. I really want to see that one.
I think it was a timing thing because they had 8 matches booked in addition to whatever else they had.
Right.
So that might have been a timing thing.
Oh, okay. That's what I was looking forward to.
In the event, they beat the crap out of each other as usual.
So just to clarify for the digital audience, who you got winning it all? Men's king of the ring.
I think Gunther's going to take it home for the men, and I think Nia's going to take it home for the women.
Yeah, I can see that. I ain't gonna lie. I will hope Jey wins it. He needs that win, but
this probably the best thing he can do.
Huh?
Probably the best thing he can do at this point.
Okay, but I see him winning. But Gunther is also a respectable pick.
Hey, all jokes aside, for those that are listening to us on Spotify, but you can't see, looks like my man is drinking out of Undertaker's urn right now.
Actually got this from WWE live event. Well, the Access.
Yeah. Well, you got a whole medieval times gauntlet over there, but it's all good. I like it. But man, so you said Gunther's going to win it all, and Nia Jackson's going to win the women's, and then right after that, he should be a Bloodline member officially. I think that'll be good.
Hey, for the new Bloodline, I can see it. Yeah, she on SmackDown.
Listen, the new Bloodline, these guys, man, they vicious. They ain't like the other Bloodline.
Now, you ain't seen nothing yet. I don't think you've seen nothing yet.
That's the thing. And
they got more to do.
You know who else ain't seen nothing yet? Our boy Drew McIntyre has. He got what he prayed for. He said this is what he prayed.
His face, I can't get over it, bro. Hold on, this picture.
He said this is what he prayed for. Man, CM Punk is trolling this dude.
Yeah, you got him running around the whole arena, literally.
He kind of running around the whole city.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I just want to see what happens with this one because it's an ongoing thing. And I want to see what happens. I'm waiting for Punk to say, hey, I'm clear. Let's get it on. So essentially, because I felt the Monday promo, they could have did more with that, with CM Punk waiting for him. Although they probably couldn't have got physical.
Yeah, because no one coming out.
Yeah. Although Punk probably he couldn't got physical because Punk was, he's not clear, but at the same time, he did get physical at WrestleMania. So, so I don't know. I want to see what else happens with them. So, I'm intrigued, but I want to see a little bit more from it. They can talk it, but I want to see a little bit more from it. Because Drew is selling it really good.
He is. And I mean, the heel that Drew's become and the way CM Punk is trolling him, this is going to be a good match. This is when it finally happens. It's going to be built up that much. It's just going to be amazing. So you guys think it's going to happen at SummerSlam? I see SummerSlam.
I don't know. I think it might.
Could they put the fight at Clash?
They might boy. The way it's going right now, you can't wait.
They supposed to fight in Berlin or the Clash of the Castle?
That's in Drew's home country, so I don't know what's the plan for him then. He might get the world title shot, or he might fight CM Punk. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they might make it for the world title. So yeah, that might happen.
Yeah.
I can definitely see that.
So you see him going for the world title again and CM Punk crashing the party again?
No, I think what I think they're gonna do, my personal opinion, because Drew just re-signed his contract. So they may give him so he didn't win at Clash of Castle, and that was close to home. He had his moment for 5 minutes at WrestleMania to make up for the pandemic win against Brock. So maybe they'll give him the title in Scotland. Maybe.
Mm-hmm. I mean, shoot, the way that Final Boss presented him that sword for him signing the contract, I mean, anything's possible.
Yeah.
Drew's a star, man. I love this heel run. Drew might be my favorite heel in the company right now. Him and Santos for me personally, because
Absolutely.
he is bringing it, man. And he's more free. As a heel, you have to be anyway, but he is really being creative. I like it. I do.
I like it too.
He's convicting, you know what I'm saying? He's so convicted, like, man, he talked about Sheamus, they talking about you, this, that, and the other, man. Or burger after burger after, all these different things he's throwing out there.
That was hilarious. Burger after burger after burger.
So, but I like it. So more to come from me personally. I just think it'd be. I want to see what happens from it.
Gotcha. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to transition to a segment that we're rolling out here. Bold predictions. Bold predictions, none other than Lonnie. Lonnie, what's your bold predictions?
So I have 3 bold predictions here. I want to go back to the Bloodline. And I kind of snowballed on it because it stems from me, potentially, what happens with the Bloodline? Where does it end up? Where do we go? So the goal for me right now is we're talking about Survivor Series War Games. It has not been announced where, when, or even if they're going to have War Games again as anticipation. So I think from this point on to maybe even late July, early, SummerSlam, you build them aggressively. Nobody can touch them. You add a couple of more members. And then you have, let's say, Roman Reigns returns for SummerSlam. You can get Roman Reigns versus Solo. Okay? That match may end with Roman getting the win, but then they attack him, they beat him down, they really sell it because the crowd's already saying, we want Roman. And so you build that, and you get Solo, you give the Guerrillas of Destiny, you get them some gold as well. You build that up, and then at that point, as we said earlier, if this is the case, Paul Heyman could turn Roman right there. That would cause the turnaround to happen. And then we pushed on. We pushed on to Survivor Series. And maybe we bring back Paul Heyman with that old phone. And with that old phone, ladies and gentlemen, he is talking to the real tribal chief, whoever that may be.
Mm-hmm.
He's constantly on that phone talking to the real tribe, getting direction from the real tribal chief. And we, in months anticipation, we're trying to find out who is that. And that pays off, ladies and gentlemen, with the newer Bloodline going over as Survivor Series. And we introduce the new tribal chief.
Okay.
I have an idea who I would like that to be. If it's The Rock, we could do the on-screen thing, or he can pop out. He can, he's good for a surprise. Wherever you at, if you smell hit, no matter what you're doing, homie, you ready, right?
Yeah.
And then you leave that. Now I know we don't. When somebody bleeds, it has to make sense. But I think that's a match where you have to leave somebody laid out bloody.
Absolutely.
You have to. If they come out, the final boss comes out, or whoever it may be, and they stand tall over them, and that is the spot that the person that's laying there, particularly Roman, just laying there flat out. And then to me, that would lead to Roman versus Rock at WrestleMania. Who is the true tribal chief?
Mm-hmm.
Bound by blood.
Yeah.
That's my first bold prediction, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why I believe right now, personally, you should keep Roman Reigns off TV as long as possible to allow this thing to build. Even Jimmy, keep it off as long as possible, because if you do the Usos versus Gorilla of Destiny, milk that thing for a while. Let them continue to feud with the Ortons and the KOs and even Bobby Lashley, whoever that may be. Let them continue to feud with that. Get that credibility under him to know that these guys not to be messed with. You know what I'm saying? And then at that point, you can really build that. And the climax could be WrestleMania next year with Roman versus Rock, with a lot more on the line. No titles, just to honor their family.
Okay.
Yeah. Now,
That guy's good.
so my second bold prediction would be, let's talk about the Judgment Day currently. And specifically, because there's a lot of explosion going on right there, Rhea's out. It is like with her out, it's like it's out of control. You know what I'm saying? So Damien clearly is the leader, but it's like there's a lot of confusion. So Dominic is getting his hands in everything right now. His dad's on Raw now, so he's gonna get his hands in that. He keeps bringing Santos over from SmackDown to help. He tried with Andrade, that fell through the cracks. So now he's like, everything I tried I failed. Like, and mommy's going now. I'm hurt. What am I to do? So he's feeling down on himself right now. But Liv, she, talk him on up. If you come with me, I can make you feel better. Talk him on up. And because he's feeling so down on himself, he falls right into it. And then she becomes his mommy.
Mm-hmm.
Because she, I believe, is going to get that title.
Mm.
And then now, wrestling television, because now what happens when Rhea comes back? Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, to make it even better, you can do it two ways. You can do it as Rhea, don't build it back up. Don't make no vignettes. Rhea would be back this Monday on Raw. Don't do any of that. You can do it that way and have a surprise. Or you can, do the vignettes, and over the time, Don could be like, oh, I'm convicted. I don't know what to do. I'm trying to get this ready for mommy, but then she's like, wait a minute, I'm your mommy. Like, and so he's all confused. He don't know what to do, right? And then we wait until she shows up. And then what does he do? I think she drops him at that point, but that's beyond to be said, ladies and gentlemen. But that also builds Rhea and Liv's rivalry. Mm-hmm. Because now it says Liv Revenge Tour, but now it's Rhea's Revenge Tour or Payback Tour, however you want to say that. And now Don's stuck in the middle of it. What should he do? What should he do?
Oh, right. When Rhea come back, that's gonna be her face moment. Her putting the riptide on Dom, that's her big face moment right there.
Yeah, and in the middle of that, Judgment Day took him poop.
Yep.
Damon's done moved on. Now you got Finn and JD. That's going right now. So now it's like, okay, Damon's going to move on to the world title picture. Rhea's coming back to pick up where she's left off. First order of business is going to be Liv Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it on Monday where, if you looked in the interview, I forgot who was getting interviewed, but Dom left out the room to Liv.
Yep.
If you watch that promo, so the seeds are already planted there.
Yeah. She did say she want to take everything from her.
And like I said, Dom's so conflicted right now because he has so much stress going on, right? He's injured. Mommy's out. Judgment Day is not on one accord. They lost their titles. You know what I'm saying? Then the LWO's on Raw. He's distracted. Andrade, he tried to bring that up, and then what happened? Got close a lot. He lost another match at WrestleMania to his dad. So many different factors that's up on him that he's like, snap, I don't know what to do. I need somebody to turn to. Will you be my mommy?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now, like, man, because he's so vulnerable, he feels like he's by himself. Boom. Perfect point. That's in his corner. She gives him life until he realizes he's about Rhea. Until he comes back.
Yeah. Right. And look, she already got bandana in her pocket.
Huh?
Yeah.
So, you have all these different bosses there. Now, my third motivation, ladies and gentlemen, I want to switch gears. I want to talk about AEW for a minute. And I want to talk about a couple of weeks ago, Tony, Tony got hands laid on him. Tony Khan. He had hands laid on him, and he with the Elite. And so Jack carried the Elite. So now, we got this anarchy match happening. So what I think should happen, again, I think they should build up the Elite to be dominant heels in the company. And maybe Tony should sell it a little bit longer and not appear on TV. But I think the ultimate person, although he's out right now, and when he comes back, he's going to have something to do. I think the ultimate person they should build up towards to do this, to be the AEW person to save it, if you will, MJF.
Oh, wow.
because nobody's expecting that right now. Now I know he has business with Adam Cole, baby, but that's not familiar. Adam Cole can align himself with the Elite. They're best friends.
Yeah.
They took out Kenny Omega. Why couldn't he align himself with them?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so over time, again, you aggressively build them up. They go over, they take over. They go in the back and they take over the cameras like they've been doing. They go into the offices. They really make themselves elite. They're taking over. You go to Tony Khan's office, he's not there. Why? He's still selling the injury. He's still selling. So now they are taking the calls. They are in the meetings. You know, and since they added the Jacksonville, the NFL part, and then he had the neck brace on, maybe they go to the Jacksonville Jaguar meetings. Let's really use that piece because it's already been added there. He wore the neck brace at the NFL draft.
He did.
You know, so personally, so let's have one of them sit in that chair. Kenny Omega's in the hospital bed. Talking about anarchy matches, you know what I'm saying? So I feel if they really milk that place and have MJF come back, and I think you should keep FTR and maybe Bryan Danielson, I don't know if he's the right person for that because I think he should still be with Kenny Omega, but Eddie Kingston I think that's a fair assumption there. You know, or either you add the rest of Blackpool Combat and you can bring John Moxley or Claudio. I'm not sure, but I think MJF coming back would be the spot that can really help defeat the Elite. And I think you build towards that because you have All Out and All In a week apart. So your biggest show, I think that should be I think All Out should be the one that All In. I think All In is the stadium show, correct?
Yeah, Wembley.
Yeah, all In. And I think that should be your payoff moment there if MJF is cleared.
Yeah.
And I think in that match, you can have that could be your main event. That could be another anarchy match if you want to call it there. And then you can have Tony Khan come out at the end of that and maybe do something to cost the Elite the match. Something simple. It don't have to be anything crazy because he's not used to taking bumps. Obviously, we can see that he's not used to getting involved like that. But I believe that'll be the big payoff, ladies and gentlemen. And then we can and Tony Khan takes back over, and then you can build from there as well. You can punish the Elite.
Those are some good bold predictions.
I want to see all that.
What's your feedback? What's your feedback?
Well, as far as AEW, like I said, I'm trying to figure out why certain people are in certain spots. Like I said, especially with Bryan Danielson, because him being with BCC, and I'm like, why aren't they involved too with this if he's involved? I mean, but basically BCC, I guess they all could do their own thing, but they all could still come back together. But they do that with a lot of the groups there. So I guess that's his reasoning for being in the match, and that they needed a fourth guy. He been willing to take on anybody in this AEW run. That he's just trying to get dream matches off, and I guess this is his anarchy or in the arena match that he's trying to get off. So, and those matches are always chaos, and it's always fun to see for all those matches that they have, all those anarchy in the arena matches. So I'm looking forward to that. As far as Judgment Day, them two predictions, that's just great storytelling in itself. Because really, Liv is like almost the baby face because Rhea put her out, and nobody blinked an eye, and nobody cared about her for it. She was born for 8-9 months, and she's just trying to get revenge on what Rhea did, and everybody thinks she's the bad guy. That's why she don't care if Rhea hurt. I mean, she's cool because nobody care if she was hurt, and Rhea the one did it. Mm-hmm. So why wouldn't you go back and get a revenge on that person who put you out or something that you love and something that your craft, your job for 8-9 months? You put me out, I'm coming back for you whenever I'm ready. And she's ready. This is a revenge tour, and I'll be ready for her to. She beats Becky in Saudi Arabia because Becky don't need that title. They put it on her because she's the leader of the locker room or the biggest kind of women star they got besides Rhea's gone right now. But the crowd is still kind of up and down with Becky right now. She's still the man, but it ain't hitting hard like it was, in 2019, stuff like that. And so, I think all of us felt like Liv should have won that Battle Royal.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But they are building something, and I felt like they were. So I trust Triple H and his building a story. And for your bold prediction, that could play out perfect.
Perfect. Because Becky getting that belt was hot trash. Boy, hot trash. But man, I think, man, your bold predictions, man, spot on, man. I love the one, especially with the Judgment Day, as we alluded to earlier, man. That's going to be great. That's cinema there. We got The Rock if The Rock is the tribal chief, can you imagine the production he's going to do for that day when he pays back Roman Reigns?
Right there, boy.
When he get that payback because Roman made him acknowledge him in front of all the millions and millions of the Rock fans. It's gonna be good.
Look, I ain't never seen The Rock acknowledge nobody on TV.
Nobody.
it's up to that point.
Nobody.
So he remembers those things like that. You know, I've never seen The Rock. Never seen him acknowledge nobody. Like the closer he came was the Nation, and we see what happened there.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
He brought Farouk that picture of himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like so. I just think we're in a good time with that. So we'll see what happens. We really will.
Yeah. Every show gets bigger and bigger. Seem like so. It just and the stories, like I said, the stories are there. That's what you watch wrestling for. Stories and great wrestling. Yeah, but these stories they keep you remember the memorable moments. And like I said, that moment with Rhea, she gives a riptide to Dom. That's going to be a big moment of her turning face because people are already cheering for her. They can definitely cheer for her when she comes back as a return. And so, the time she does that, that's going to be a big pop for that.
Yep. And I mean, everything going down with the scenario you painted with the Elite. I think they if they play the cards right, I think they're on to a great story that's about to unfold, man. I didn't see the bump that Tony Khan took, but I did see him wear the net brace on the NFL draft, and I was like, God, this dude like he been in a car wreck.
I'm not going to try to hover over that a lot because he don't take bumps, so that's why I'm not really too. I know a lot of people are really concerned about how he took that, and I understand it, but he don't take bumps, man. Like I'm not expecting this man to, you know what I'm saying?
Boy, as Eric Bischoff, he said that's the worst thing on TV. Eric Bischoff, boy, he hate AEW. I swear to God.
They must have did something to him when they were there or something. I don't know, but
some of Bischoff stuff I agree with. Some of them like, man, you reaching. But
yeah.
I mean, especially what he said about Mercedes Monet, man. But you know, she's hot trash on the mic. But
it's going to be interesting to see. You know, even Double or Nothing, man. It's really shaping up to look good, man. So I mean, we have to see what happens with it. We're only like about 2 days or so, 2 weeks, sorry, about 2 weeks away from that. So there'll be a lot to come out of that. You know, a lot's going to come out of that. So, but I think those three big ones, especially because they're so much group related, because a lot of money is in groups right now. A lot of money is in groups. You want to see what happened with the groups, which is why I chose those three specifically. And I think that a lot's going to come out there. We're going to know something in the next. I think it's going to make a lot more sense. I'm giving it to about July for the next step to come out all over. The next big move. The next big move.
Absolutely, man. Perfect poll predictions there, Lonnie. You know, you guys, the digital audience, and those that are listening to us on Spotify or wherever you get your podcast, man, we want to hear from you. Drop down in the comments. We want to hear your thoughts about those poll predictions. And we will leave you today with none other than the Champions Moment. Hope you guys are ready for this moment. I have a hot take on the Champions Moment. I am giving the Champions Moment today none other than my girls. Y'all know my girls, Bianca and Jade Cargill. They get the Champions Moment this time around. Of course, you know how to put my boy in there. Look at that's a good picture.
I see. I was going to say something, but I was going to hold it in. Look, you said it for me.
I mean, this thing came around. You know, they're right there in the gorilla position. How was I supposed to pass that up? But none other than Jade Cargill and Bianca for the Champions Moment. And the reason why I give them the Champions Moment this time around is because, man, they are paving the way for Black African American females to excel at a high level in this industry. I mean, of course, you had, the Jacquelines, you had people before this moment, but in the modern age and considering everything that's going on in society, to see these sisters absolutely hold it down, compete, hold their own. They both have their own perspectives, come from different ways of life. I was told, or I saw where Jade dedicated this moment to her late mother that passed shortly, not too long ago. But my hats are off to them, especially being a father with girls, is able to show my little girls, that you can do whatever you put your mind to, whatever you want to be in this life, you can be. The sky's the limit. And I'm absolutely 100% thrilled to be on this journey, watch them, and see them excel in their career and see what's next for them. So the champion moment is to these young ladies. My hat's off to them.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. So listen, guys, I hope you guys that are listening, you enjoyed the Champions Corner. As always, we're here to talk about everything wrestling. We look forward to hearing you and seeing you on the next episode. Peace.
Peace.